So yeah, it was just sort of me exaggerating because I exaggerate everything always, all the time. Hey everyone, it's Presley at actoutgames.com here, and today I went to my therapist again, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that visit. I want to start this off with that it's really been helping me, and if you've been having thoughts and feelings that you think might be linked to a neurodivergence, you should totally reach out to a therapist and try and book an appointment because it's really been helping me so far, so I think it will help a lot of you guys as well. But yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we talked about today. So last time I talked to you about this, I was filling out a couple of surveys. Me and my dad were talking about them. So I filled out a survey, my parents filled out a survey, where there's a bunch of questions relating to your mental health. And you had to answer on a scale of 0 to 2 how often you feel these things. So we both filled out those, and today we talked about some of my answers to those. As well as just a few things I brought up myself. So yeah, the first thing she sort of said was that she was surprised at how much our surveys aligned, and that I'm not keeping a lot of things from my parents, which I think is a really good thing because I am very open, and I've started being very open about these kinds of things to my parents. So I think it's good that we're close in answers on the survey. She said that my parents see a little bit less of the stuff I see in myself. She said that I was exaggerating a little bit on my page, so I was putting 2s where it might have been, 2s where my parents put 1s, but it still matched up really closely. There was no really, she doesn't do this, but I answered that I did do it on the survey. So yeah, it was just sort of me exaggerating because I exaggerate everything always, all the time. Okay, so yeah, whoops. So we talked about that, and we just sort of went over some answers that were a bit concerning to her. One of them being I cry a lot, and that's just because I'm super emotional, and I sort of mean I cry about TV shows and books a lot, as well as I just get super emotional over random things. I'm just must cry, as well as I scream a lot, which is definitely true. If you've known me and spoken to me, you know that, and honestly, if you've even watched these videos, you're well aware I scream all the time. So those were a couple we went over, but these sheets, which I got today, are for sort of anxiety and depression. So these are to notice, this one at least, is to notice when you're having irrational negative thoughts and sort of how to combat those, which is something that I really need help with because I can only really combat one kind of negative thought. And then this one is to write when I'm having a panic attack, to write sort of what I'm feeling. So it's what are you worried about? How likely is it that your worry will come true, and give some evidence to support that. So this I'm going to fill out next time I have something like that, to sort of capture my feelings then and see what I'm going through, because I don't really, it's one of those things that I don't really remember a lot. After I have them, I just remember the feeling and I don't really remember what I did or what I was thinking. So it would be really interesting to capture those and to give those to her so she can look at them. And another thing that we sort of talked about was intellect and how that can affect your emotions and your emotional intelligence. So mental intelligence, ability to do coding and math and different sciences and arts, versus emotional intelligence, which allows you to communicate with other human beings. And she said that she sees that a lot in me, because she said that she sees intelligence in me, and she also sees a low emotional intelligence in me, which I think is pretty true. I don't pick up on signals in conversations very well. I don't make eye contact very well, and I don't do a lot of things that are considered normal in conversation, as well as, we sort of talked about the difference between empathy and feeling and being emotional, which was really interesting to me, because I think, and I'm still not sure, pretty sure there's another word that's empathy, but you don't feel what the other person is feeling. So if you see someone sad, you don't become sad, you feel the emotion that's rational in that thing. So if someone is sad because someone said something mean to them, I'm not sad because they're sad. I'm mad at the person that was mean to them. And I don't really I feel the same emotion as the person I'm seeing. I feel an emotion that's more rational in the situation. That is, includes all the outside effects. So there's another word for that, and I don't remember what it is, but I really need to look that up because it's something that I find really interesting. That there's another word, and I felt more closely connected to that word when I saw it. But yeah, that was sort of the gist of my visit today. I highly recommend that if you're having thoughts and feelings that you think aren't normal, to reach out to a therapist, or if you're having a problem or of any kind, like even if you don't think you have a neurodivergence, a therapist can still help you a lot with getting your life in a better place. But yeah, she's been really, really amazing. I really like my therapist so far, and I'm really excited to see how my life can change. And I do think that it's weird, I guess it is weird, that I've been having these feelings of anxiety and depression, even though a lot of good things have been happening. I've been getting auditions, I've been working on an amazing project, my acting's been going great, my life's been going great. I live in Los Angeles, just a 30-second elevator ride from a pool, which is one of my favorite things ever to do is to swim. So my life is honestly pretty good, but I still have these feelings, and I still am very anxious. So I think it's interesting how she can help fix that, because I don't really think it's justified in my situation. And I'm excited to see how much I can get better. And that's a really important thing to understand about depression and anxiety, is that a lot of people have said to me and have said to my friends, what do you have to be depressed or anxious about? And sometimes that answer is nothing. I just am, and that's not how it works. Because there are situations in life where where depression and anxiety are more normal. Like when you're grieving, the chances are you'll have depression, and if you're in a really stressful situation, you'll have anxiety. But if I have absolutely nothing that week and I'm sort of just laying down in bed and chilling, I still sometimes have these feelings. And yeah, that's just sort of how it is sometimes, and I'm looking to make sure that stops, because it's not great. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to press that subscribe button down below to see more videos like this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!